Did you know that Pokemon Showdown allows the use of illegal Pokemon in OU? You probably wouldn't unless you delve deep into the random number generator mechanics of Gens 3 and 4. Pokemon like this Rayquaza are allowed to battle in Gens 3 and 4 despite it being impossible for the game to ever generate such a Pokemon. But why is this Pokemon illegal, and how do I know this? It's illegal for two reasons, both of which are consequences of how Game Freak chose to implement the random number generator for static encounters like Rayquaza or the Regis. The first reason is the RNG in these games always calls itself in the same order when generating a Pokemon: lower PID, upper PID, first 3 IVs, and the last 3 IVs. The PID is a hidden value that determines the Pokemon's nature, ability, and gender in Gens 3 and 4. This repetitive generation process, in tandem with the second issue, total RNG size, is what limits spread's availability. The maximum possible states the RNG can hold is 4,294,967,296, and that ends up being the total amount of IV and nature combos available in Gen 3 and 4. This may seem like a lot of spreads, but the total possible unique combinations of natures, abilities, and IVs is 53,687,091,200. That means a whopping 49 billion IV, nature, and ability combos are left on the table and unavailable to catch in-game. How do I know all this? Well, Admiral Fish has developed a program known as PokeFinder, which accurately simulates the game's RNG calls, and we can just search this program for whatever IV and natures we want to see if a specific Pokemon is legal. And as you can see here, the spread for this Rayquaza will never show up. This type of check used to be implemented in prior simulators like Shoddy Battle, but for whatever reason, the Showdown team has decided to ignore this mechanic. Why? I can only speculate, but it seems that the consequences of this are too small for it to matter for the dev team. It only applies to static encounters, and it's only for Pokemon originating in Gen 3 and 4. All breedable Mons can have any IV and nature combo, and in Gen 5 onward, this isn't an issue any longer. On top of that, the amount of Pokemon this would affect in terms of viability is negligible. However, to be a bit nitpicky, here's a small example of what I'm talking about. This Rayquaza set is running Overheat to cover for Skarmory and Forretress. If it can run a 31 in special attack on this Adamant or Jolly set, it's a guaranteed one-hit KO on Skarn. But with the cap of 24 special attack, Skarmory actually gains a not insignificant chance to live the attack. Is this the most impactful chance ever? No. But there's probably hundreds of tiny examples like this that could change a lot of these interactions, and lots of tiny changes could lead to some slightly different meta changes or gameplay decisions in the moment. Perhaps with the 87% chance to KO instead of a 100% chance to KO, you don't make that play in an important game, or other things like that. What do you think about this? I think the Sims should always strive for cart accuracy when possible, because otherwise we are not really playing the same game, and a disparity between Sim and cart can delegitimize Sim play for singles and maybe even weaken the practice for VGC players. I also understand this could be a big hassle and it might not be worth the effort. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Also, shoutouts to Freezeye, whose entire format I jacked for this video. Go watch his channel for competitive Pokemon content if you haven't.